I just started my stream, and there was me trying to tell you about my amazing scarf and how ill I feel, and all I could see in the chat was, they banned boosting! They banned boosting! Tally, you gotta go look at it! You gotta go look at it, Tally! They banned it, though! Well, I'm gonna go and look at it. Right, so here we go. Warcraft devs policy update for organised in-game services. It's a blue post. Should we have a look? And then we'll read some comments on it. As the conditions change by which various entities operate in World of Warcraft, we are compelled to update our policies to further our goal of making the gameplay experience as fair and welcoming as possible. Since we last updated our policies, we have found that an increasing disturbance of the gameplay experience has been caused by organizations excessively advertising various non-traditional services in games. Look, I know that they're talking about boosting communities, but if I didn't know that, and I just read that first paragraph, I would be doubly intrigued. I'd be like, tell me more about these non-traditional services. Where can I find such non-traditional services? Ooh, do tell, do tell. Balanced light, we were all thinking it, and you just came in straight with the blowjobs. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that, mate. We were all skirting around it. We were all innuendoing. We were all being coy. And you just come straight back in with blowjobs. Does this mean Yubara is getting kicked from his guild? No! The Chad has fallen. Do you think this is just because Ian is so jealous of Mike Yubara? Do you think Mike Yubara just comes into work every day with his willy out, flying around, knocking down tables as he walks down the corridor, and Ian has a cost, and everyone's there like, Mike, what mythic plus keys did you do today, Mike? And he's like, I just did a plus 30. One-handed, of course, because the other hand was swinging my dick. Yeah. And everyone's like, Mike's so amazing. One of us, one of us, one of us. And Ian Hazakostas is there stroking his hairless cat. Like, I fucking hate that Mike Yubara. I'm gonna make boosting communities illegal. I don't need to read the rest of this blue post. That's just what it says, right? We will now prohibit organizations who offer boosting, matchmaking, what's escrow, please? Can someone help me out with that? I am so naive and innocent. I am so unversed in what boosting communities and sellers even offer. I don't even know what escrow means. Escrow is a legal arrangement in which a third party temporarily holds large sums of money or property until a particular condition has been met. Oh, when money is held between two parties until the deal is done. So, you know, theoretically, and I've never done this, right? I come along and I'm like, yo, I saw your advert where you can boost me to Mythic Sylvanas for like 5 million gold, right? It probably costs less than that, doesn't it? But I don't trust that you're gonna do it. And they're like, don't worry, we got this escrow company who's gonna hold the gold for you until we complete the boost, right? And then they'll give us the money, right? That's what it is. Okay. Wow, I am learning so much today. This is like a proper economics lesson, except not boring. Because my stream, traditional services and or other non-traditional services, including those offered for gold. So this isn't just real money transfers, right? This policy update does not restrict individuals or guilds or Mike Yubara from using the provided in-game tools, trade channel, chat, to buy or sell in-game items or activities for in-game currency. However, boosting communities, especially those who operate across multiple realms, are no longer permitted. So can someone tell me, how does one define a booster community? If I see some motherfucker advertising a boost in the chat, how do I know if they are from a boosting community and therefore worthy of a report, although not from me, obviously, because I ain't no snitch. I mean from someone else. How do I tell the difference between them? And how do I tell the difference between a Chad like Mike Yubara who just wants to run me through a Mythic plus 20, telling me to go onto a specific website? Is that the line? Is that the line that we're drawing in the sand? So his guild sales are okay, but he kneecapped the communities that do it. So I was wrong. This isn't a policy to completely fuck Mike Yubara. It's literally the other way around. What's actually happened is one day Ian Hazakostas was sitting in his office like this. Like he does every day, at his desk like this. Oh God! Oh God, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing with my life? And then there's a little knock at the door. And Ian Hazakostas goes, "Dear God, that's the chaddest door knock I've ever heard. Who is that?" Mike Ibarra comes in. He's like, "Yo, Ian, I've got a little thing I need to ask you." And Ian's like, "Mike, whatever it is, I'll do it. I'll do it." It's like, "You know, Ian," and you know what? He comes in, Mike Ibarra, and he picks up a chair. He picks up a chair from the other side of the office, and he sits in it like this. "You know, Ian, I've been thinking for a long time. I've been thinking about these boosting communities, and I think you gotta do something about them." Yeah, Will Riker style, obviously. Not many people know, but Will Riker was based on Mike Ibarra. But he's sitting there, he's going, "Ian, I want to talk to you about these boosting communities. I think they really go against what we're trying to do here at Blizzard Entertainment, of which I am the co-leader." And Ian Hazakostas says, "Co-leader? Didn't the other leader leave because they weren't paying her as much as you?" "Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyway, it seems to me that a lot of these boosting communities are coming in and offering boosts for gold. I don't think that's okay." "Isn't that what you do, Mike Ibarra?" "No. I'm a sole trader. I don't tell no one to go to no website. You gotta ban those motherfuckers who tell you to go to a website. That's what I want you to do for me, Ian Hazakostas." Ian Hazakostas is like, "It's a fucking deal! Consider those boosting communities banned AF. And also, please would you boost my raiding character? Thanks." It's all worked out very well for Mike Ibarra, that's all I'm saying. "We urge all such organizations to cease doing business in World of Warcraft immediately in order to maintain uninterrupted access to the game." So this affects like boosting communities who have websites, right? Accelerate just said they will immediately cease all boosting operations. Wait. Accelerate. WoW boosting. Here's an example of a site that does indeed sell these things for gold. A plus 20 going for almost 500k armor key plus timed. That's a lot of gold, isn't it? And yeah, you're right, that has to be making WoW and Blizzard a lot of money in WoW tokens, right? As well. Because most people, if they can't run like a plus 15 or something themselves anyway, they're probably gonna not have loads of gold either, and they're gonna go out and be buying the WoW tokens for that to do it. And that is definitely a way that the WoW token does facilitate that sort of thing. But this is interesting. So these guys are kind of like an archetypal selling services for gold. And nothing wrong with this, by the way, under the rules that existed before today. Not to criticize them or anything like that, to make that very clear, because they're not doing anything illegal or bad here until today. It's no longer allowed. They've come out already and said that they will cease all boosting trading immediately. So this is an organized thing. So the difference, the line in the sand is, essentially, if they've got a website with prices, then that means it's organized and you're not allowed to do it. But if you're just some guild advertising in trade chat, no, not correct. Okay, not correct. So what am I wrong? No, seriously, I'm happy to be wrong. I'm straight up saying I don't quite understand it. Okay, so the line in the sand is cross-realm. So what? Echo can kind of put out there that they're willing to boost people through, mythic Sylvanas for 500k gold, and that's okay. Is that what we're saying? And I'm not saying it shouldn't be okay, by the way. I'm just trying to work out what the rules are. So you can't sell boosts on Bleeding Hollow, then get boosted by Illidan boosters. I think it says there can't be a third party who profits without doing anything. So we're abolishing capitalism. Sounds good to me. God, Bobby leaves and suddenly it's a whole different company, right? So Echo, I'm a bit confused about the line in the sand a little bit here. Echo are allowed to advertise their boosts on their website, right? That's right, because they're just like a guild doing their thing, making their gold. And that is the only way they make their gold. Doing the boosts. So they're just doing their thing. So they'll be okay. So I don't know, I've never been to the Echo website, but if there's a bit on the Echo website which is like, yo, this is how we make our gold, and only this, let us boost you through this for X amount of gold. We have no other way of making gold. Then that would be legit, right? That's okay. Echo are a company and a private company, but they are not specifically a boosting community. They're a guild that do boosting as a service, but that's not their main purpose for existence, I guess would be the argument. So Accelerate isn't really boosters, they're an organizer. So are they like just a third party? Are they like a middleman? So they would have players that essentially like work for them and are their like pool of talent, and you know, a lot of this gold would be going to them. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So basically eliminating the middlemen. That is a much easier way for me to understand it. That makes sense. So they are the escrow people. Surely the groups will just form guilds on major servers. Well, that's the thing. These groups aren't groups of players. These are third parties, right? So, you know, like Accelerate aren't a bunch of raiders. Accelerate just organize raiders. Does that make sense? It's like saying if you got rid of acting agents, that the acting agents would just be in the movies instead. It's not quite how it works. Like, you can get rid of people like Accelerate. They're not just going to form guilds because they're not a bunch of players in the first place. It's the middleman they seem to be getting rid of rather than the people doing the boosts, right? That's if I'm saying it right, if I'm correct, which I think I might be. Yeah, they're like a broker for boosting. I had a broker that I would do all my boosts deal through, so he would get 10 to 20% of the gold I spent. So you did actually go through, I guess, a company a bit like Accelerate or something, even if it was just like an individual guy. Is it possible that more guilds will now, you know, they don't have the far more economically organized kind of like, you know, communities as competition, and if the only way to do boosts and stuff is through a guild, is that going to inspire more people to do it? So maybe prices won't get much more expensive. Who knows? And it'll become much easier to find a guild to do it with on your server. I've already seen guild recruitment posts for sales officers, which does certainly seem to be a little bit against the whole spirit of the thing. It is very difficult to know how that they're going to enforce this. I assume that Mike Ybarra is just going to be sitting at his desk all day ratting people out, right? It comes up against the same problem that most things like this in WoW come up against, which is lack of GMs, right? You know, you can say, oh, we're going to ban this. Oh, we're going to enforce this. Oh, toxicity is bad now. And these are all good things to do. These are all excellent things to do. But at the end of the day, if you haven't got GMs, which you don't, because Blizzard keep fucking firing them, because Activision tell them to, then you're not going to be able to enforce any of this stuff. Yeah, wouldn't it be awesome to have a whole team of people, like, working out who the boosters are? Who the organized boosters are, and going through and finding their tunes and banning them and stuff like this? Or, you know, maybe setting honeypots. Oh my god. Hi. Yeah, my name's Ian. I mean, Rian. And I was wondering if you'd be willing to boost me through Mythic Sylvanas in your boosting community. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, boy. We ain't got no boosting community here. You promise me you're not a fed? Oh, I'm not a fed. I just want to boost to Mythic Sylvanas. Okay. Well, here's the name of the Discord. It's going to cost you 500,000 gold. Shake on it? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, get on the fucking floor! It's me, Ian Hazakostas. I got you. I rumbled you. Like, if they could spend all day doing that, it'd be awesome, right? One less motherfucking booster on the streets. Yeah, if you're a fed, you have to say you're a fed, right? It's like the law. So a lot of it will stop automatically. Just having the rule will make most high-end guilds avoid it. Good shout. Absolutely right. And that's the thing. Just by saying that this is a thing now, that will automatically stop a sizable proportion of it, and that's absolutely fine. But some will keep on going, and if you really wanted to enforce this, then you're going to need, and it's the same old fucking story with everything, you are going to need GMs. And something that WoW has proven in the last 10 years, 15 years, is that it's not willing to really invest in the GMs that can kind of do this thing. Price of boosting will go sky high now. So does it give like Echo and stuff more scope to just charge loads and loads and loads for it? Yeah, and they're the guilds, which the post says this is okay. Ybarra gonna be weird how this really favors Mike Ybarra and his Chad boosters, right? Demand will still be there. They have just cut down on the supply. Yeah. So someone said that Pieces are already advertising boosts. Pieces Guild. With communities gone, you can now use your gold with your favorite guild directly. Join our Discord. Discord GG pieces. We promise not to spam trade or disturb your gameplay. So this is totally allowed, right? I'm not saying it shouldn't be, by the way. I'm not causing no trouble. But this is totally legit, and this is completely allowed under the rules. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I still don't fucking understand the rules. But this is right. This is okay, yeah? Seems like it. Because there's no middleman, right? Echo has a boost channel in their Discord now. I got the feeling. Now, I'm going to make a prediction, and you can hold me to this if you like. I predict that in the next couple of months, the line is going to get very fucking blurred. I predict that this line is going to get pushed up against so fucking hard that it's going to get incredibly blurry. Kind of like I've woken up at 3 a.m. and I'm very hungover, but I'm going to try and walk downstairs to get myself an orange ice lolly because that's going to make me feel a lot better. And I'm pretty sure I can see the stairs. That kind of blurry, right? The line in the sand is going to be windswept. Wow, the Warcraft devs follow you? Yeah. And I mean, as do Pieces, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, Pieces follow me as well. But, you know, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong, personally, with top players providing, boosts through top-level content for gold. When it comes to real money, I think that's obviously off the table, and it shouldn't be allowed at all, and WoW are correct to, block it. But in theory, in principle, I'm not against them offering their services to boost people through content for gold. I think that's part of an in-game economy, and I think that's okay. However, there is a but. With the existence of the WoW token, that does make it a little bit more problematic, because it means that people are doing that transaction for real money, right? I consider it something that I would want to try and avoid, honestly, and it's just another reason why I feel uncomfortable with the WoW token, but I don't think that it's pay to win. I don't consider people buying gold with the WoW token and then giving that gold to Pieces or Limit or Echo or anyone else to boost them through content. I don't consider that pay to win. I consider bind on equip items on the auction house, which you can buy with gold that you've paid for, that you've got with a WoW token. I consider that pay to win, but I don't consider boosts. And I know that is controversial, and I know a lot of people consider boosts pay to win as well. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just giving a different opinion, which is my opinion. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't want to argue about it. I don't have a corner to fight here. I have no skin in the game. Literally paying to win isn't paying to win. No, I mean, look, I'm not going to fight my corner here. I'm not going to fight for this. This is not a debate. I'm not trying to convince you of the way I'm thinking. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking because it's my name on the channel, right? You're absolutely allowed. WoW token is 100% pay to win. Well, I completely disagree with that. It's not 100% pay to win, of course not. But it does introduce elements of pay to win into the game. And I think it's worth debating. I think it's worth talking about. That's my opinion. I think, you know, I would find a way to get rid of bind on equip items on the auction house, max item level bind on equip items in the auction house, which I consider to be a much bigger deal and a much bigger recognizable traditional pay to win element than a transaction between two groups of players. Winning is a nebulous term in MMOs, but say, okay, if I came to you and I said, oh, there's a new MMO out, it's called Taliesin's Law. It's a fucking hot new MMO. Everyone in Korea is playing it. They fucking love that shit, right? But its cash store is very pay to win. What would you expect to find on there? I think that's the best way to work out, you know, this nebulous thing of what pay to win is. Player power, loot, damage buffs, whatever. Yeah, exactly. BIS LG weapons, yeah, gear that's good, top end gear for sale, level boost, the world's first all Tuskar character creation system. No, that's just what the game would definitely have anyway. Store mounts, obviously. Yeah, player power. I think most people when they talk about, and this is why, and again, I'm not trying to say you're wrong if you're saying boosting is pay to win. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to explain my opinion, okay? I think when most people think of like pay to win in an MMO, they think of player power stuff or time gate avoidance mechanisms too. Yeah, so for example, consumables that give you XP boosts or power boosts on a cash store, I would consider to be pay to win. Like a piece of armor on the cash store, which is either like a BIS item or does something that other things can't do, I would consider pay to win. I consider I consider the motorbike mount in Final Fantasy XIV to be an element of pay to win, a negligible element, an element that's really, really not worth getting upset about. But the fact remains that bike, when you go to a new zone, it will go faster than any other mount when you first get into a new zone. There's an element of pay to win there. I would absolutely consider the consumables and stuff that you buy in the ESO store to be pay to win. I would absolutely consider the fucking horse skill accelerator that you buy in the ESO store to be pay to win. Do I consider a level boost pay to win? I'm not so sure. And I know that this is an area where people are going to disagree and people are going to debate it and people are going to talk about it. And I welcome that talk and I welcome that debate. I'm just trying to explain my own opinion here. I'm not trying to tell you you're wrong if you feel differently. So, and that's why I think of the bind on equip items on the auction house being more pay to win than the boosting community. How is level boosting not pay to win, but endgame boosting isn't pay to win? I'm not sure you've written that comment right. I'm not saying you're wrong if you disagree, because I appreciate this is a very subjective thing. It's based a lot on emotion and just how you feel about things, right? But I think there are some things which you can say absolutely are pay to win, and you recognize them when you see them. And me asking you what you'd expect to find on a pay to win MMO store, and you all saying the same sort of thing, kind of does show that to a certain degree, right? Like, none of you said, oh, auto-completing the final raid on Mythic, you know? None of you said, oh, a bot that carries you through a plus 20. You know, you all knew what was meant by pay to win in the sense that we mean it in an MMO. And that's where I'm coming from. I'm sorry, Talie, I disagree. Time management is part of MMO design. By letting people use their real-life money to skip getting better or putting it in time, it is pay to win, in my humble opinion. I think that's fair, and I like I say, I think that's fair. Okay, so I think level boosts are a grey area because different MMOs that have been around for different times, the leveling serves a very different purpose. So for example, I don't count a level boost in WoW or Final Fantasy XIV, ESO doesn't need it, but I don't count that as pay to win because the leveling just isn't as important. With Final Fantasy XIV, you're skipping like the best parts of the game by doing that. You're kind of paying to lose, really, in that sense. However, if New World was to introduce a level skip, I would absolutely count that as pay to win currently. I think a level skip in the vanilla game, before any expansions come out, absolutely is pay to win. But if New World bring out an expansion and there's a level skip just to get into the current content for that expansion, I wouldn't consider that pay to win. I'd consider that just like you want to get to the current content. You want to play the game, the current game. Does that make sense? Pay to win is what raiders do in World First, buying all the BOEs in the auction house. Yeah, well, I agree. I consider max level BOEs to be pay to win in a world where you have the WoW token. I've said this since the very beginning. I consider bind on equip max level items to be massively pay to win. The worst example of that was corrupted gear in 8.3. That's when I think most other people realized it as well. People looked at corruption gear and how much it was going for on the auction house with the good corruptions, and they saw the world first guilds buying it with their actual gold, which they definitely had and weren't buying WoW tokens for, or even buying, you know, gold for money from other sites. Definitely not doing that, okay? All from their boosting. And they were buying up all those BOEs in the race to World First, and people were like, wow, this is actually a bit pay to win. And I think that's when most other people realized it. But I've been banging this drum for so fucking long. I consider BOEs to be pay to win. Max level BOEs in a world where we have the WoW token. Now, there are good things that come from the WoW token as well. I think on the flip side, it can be incredibly consumer friendly to pay for your sub with in-game gold, pay for stuff on the store with in-game gold. I think there's undeniably a consumer friendly part to it. Whether or not it balances out the bad things that come with the WoW token is going to be up to you. And the only thing you need to know to tell you that it's pay to win is that the world first guilds do it to try and win. The beginning and the end of the argument is the world first guilds spend real money on it trying to win. If BOEs are pay to win, which are acquired by chance through people playing the game and then selling those drops for gold, then boosts are also pay to win since you get the chance to obtain high level loot. No. Sorry, I disagree with that loot selling, because the product is already there on the auction house and you are choosing to spend your gold on it. You still have to go through the process of going into the raid, and it could fail in a boost, which I think is the difference. And to you, there might be no difference. And that's fair. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying for me, that is a difference. And there's an element of engagement which is lacking from buying something from the auction house. Like, it would be the equivalent of literally buying the mythic title from the auction house and buying the gear that would drop from Sylvanas from the auction house. Like, that would be the proper comparison. But you're not doing that. There is a level of engagement and of risk of failure that is there in a boost that isn't there from buying a BOA in the auction house. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong for considering boosts pay to win. I think this is a debate, right? I'm just saying I see it differently. So you are arguing. I'm not really arguing. To be clear, Lutzelin, I'm not really arguing. Just to get that out of the way straight away, I'm explaining to you why I feel a certain way about it. You are arguing that the degree of participation or involvement determines whether something is pay to win, even though the necessary resource can be acquired through real money, i.e. buying a completed key from the auction house would be pay to win, while paying for a boost is not because you were involved. That's it's not just because you were involved, it's because the only other side, it's because the people providing the service are also players. And you can't pre-sell it. So they are with BOEs. No, because a BOE has already been looted when they're selling it to you. The mythic run that they are taking you on, has not already been completed. It could fail. It's very unlikely to, for sure. I can't sell you a BOE unless I've already looted it. Okay? I can't sell you a BOE that I haven't looted. I could sell you a mythic run that I haven't completed. By definition, no mythic runs are completed yet, right? So I could sell you a mythic run. You'd never fucking get your mythic title, but I could sell it to you. I could promise it to you. I would never be able to actually boost you through a mythic boost. If the run fails, you get your money back, though. Says who? That's a matter of trust between two players, right? Yeah, escrow, which has been completely banned now. No, I could sell you a mythic run, right? I can't sell you a BOE unless I've actually got it. If you sell me a mythic run and it fails, the player can report you to Blizzard. Okay, doesn't make it pay to win though, does it? Look, I'm just telling you. I'm explaining. Like, you're asking why I feel like there's a difference. I'm telling you. You know, you're not wrong if you disagree. And if you say that boosting through high level content is pay to win, then I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I feel differently. And for me, there is an emotional difference that I feel on an emotional level. Okay, because clearly there's no objective fact here, right? Clearly there's no objective definition because so many of us disagree on it. Like, just as many people agree with me that it's not boosting as agree that it is boosting. It's purely done on emotion. And that's how we define all pay to win stuff, okay? There's not really a definition of what constitutes pay to win. But you look at a cash store and you can say some things are pay to win and you can say some aren't. And we feel that largely on an emotional level. So if your emotional level is telling you that gold boosting is pay to win, then it is. But I'm trying to explain to you why on that emotional level I don't feel like it is, and I feel like there is a difference. Like I say, it's my name on the channel, and I'm trying to explain how I feel. In-game chat right now, Stromscale EU, boosters advertising selling of breast milk. They have not taken the news well then. Can I just get a quick straw poll in chat? Just a yes or a no. Is this a good move? Y or N in chat? Okay, so mostly Ys, which is not surprising, I don't think. I got another question for you. Does this go far enough? And again, I'm not surprised by the amount of N's there. Why for the moment? That's probably what I'd agree with, to be honest. Yeah, that's probably how I'd put it. I'd probably say why for the moment. I think it's a good start. The thing is, right, you go much further, and what you're doing is you're banning just boosting entirely. Okay, well, that's a question. Let me take a quick straw poll on that one. A for agree, or D for disagree, just so I know that you're not answering the old question. Do you agree with the statement, boosting for gold should be banned entirely? A or D? Mostly D, which is what I like to see in this chat. You know we love the D in this chat. More A's than I was expecting to see. A lot of people, yeah, a big D energy in this chat right now, and I appreciate that. My goodness. Yeah, advertising is the problem. I think that's what most people mean when they say boosting is bad. A lot of people mean a lot more than that. But I think that for the majority of people, when they say boosting is bad, they're kind of thinking about all the spam. Okay, well, let me ask you another question. Y or N in chat, yes or no? Will this cut down in spam in trade chat, ultimately? Mixed. I would say mixed with a slight emphasis on no. It's too early to tell, and I think today it will. Ultimately, I'd be surprised. Will this lower Blizzard token sales, do you reckon? It's hard to tell, because less people will be buying WoW tokens to boost. However, it's quite likely that the price of a boost will go up. So those people that are buying the WoW tokens to boost will need to buy more. So it could work either way, honestly.